Mrs. Francis, what are the functions? Hello. Okay, Abigail, can you help? Can you assist? Hello, Abigail. Wow.
This functions are we have slice be- string slicing.
Okay, string slicing.
I don't know if
Is
I'm
that
right.
is that all he
Yes,
taught
ma'am.
you about?
He taught us F string, F, something like that.
So, Abigail, I would like to hear from you also. So, I just want to have the breakdown of what he taught you guys so that we can know how we are going to talk, look out, or if we are missing anything before we start this class.
So he taught us the plus operator, then talk about um, joining method, like the concatenation method, the formatted or any method.
Okay. Okay. I think your mic, I'm not hearing you clearly. I think you are going to work on your mic. So, Mrs. Frances, I think I can hear you.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I said he taught us the plus operator, and then he taught us the what's it called now? The F string, which he said the formatted methods. I think basically that's the one. I think there were five.
Okay, I don't know if Instructor Sylvia have taught you guys about lists and the functions of lists.
And he taught us list operation.
And like what and what in a list did you learn?
Well, he just told us that like a list is a sequence. List is a sequence. In a list, you can have what do you call it now? In a list, you can have it numeric. It can be what he taught us the various types.
Okay, don't know if Instructor Sylvia have taught you about uh, uh, dot append, slicing, and delete, del, and all. I don't know if you are taught you guys.
I remember he teaching us
No,
that at home, but to be honest, I did not really follow like that. But I think he was teaching it under is it concatenation now or so.
Okay, okay, okay. Over to
I'm not
you,
quite.
Instructor Savior.
So,
Uh, I would like you to tell me some of the things you have talked about list before we go further.
okay. I thought basically I taught them the definition of a list. I taught them operations in lists, and under the operations, we I taught them insert. I taught them append. Where we use the dot append method. I also taught them. Okay. Okay, I can't remember exactly if I taught them how to remove from a list, but I it's in my note where I taught them. So I'm hoping that
Okay,
miss.
okay, Instructor Savior.
Then, sir.
So I think we are going to start from the remove and insert and joining of list. Okay,
All right.
we have to follow standard. for them to know what they are doing and for them to have the basic concept of list. So we are going to teach them those parts, okay?
Okay, 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 no
Before we
problem.
go to the next course, which is
Okay.
next topic, right? Which is sect, tuples,
Yeah.
and dictionary.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we cannot just walk out from lists, and also we follow standard, okay?
All right, no problem, sir.
So Abigail and Francis, I hope you guys are fine with that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So I want the best for each and every one of us. If any area which our instructor is missing out, or if you are finding it difficult, always um, yeah, always talk. Always ask instructor Savior. We help you a lot. Is there to guide you and teach you through the various topics. So I ask you guys to research on a string function. I don't know if any one of you have research on that. If you have research on that, you can speak. Okay. On our last class, I told you guys to research on string functions. Mrs. Frances, Abigail, Sonto, is there anyone who research on it? Hello.
Sir, I'm not aware of the assignment. You know, towards the end of that class, my network
Yes, sir.
logged
I
me out.
Okay, and Mrs. Frances, what did you achieve at the end of it? Can you give us a brief explanation? And if you jot it, can you preview it for us to see? Hello, Mrs. Frances, can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, is there any work you have
I
done on it?
actually from my research, yes, but I don't understand how they work. So I found that I think four functions. There is size, there's code, then and count, def,
Good.
how to is it remove, and there's send how to add. Yes.
Okay, okay, and did you any way write it on your on a Google Colab on what you research so that we can go through it?
No, 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 I didn't. I didn't run the code because I didn't understand how it works.
Understand? Okay,
So
okay, okay. As
I,
times goes, as times
the
goes.
reason why I even remind so I can show my
Okay, and can you share your screen for us? Are you using your laptop? Hello.
okay, no, for now I'm using my phone because of network issue. Currently using
Okay,
my phone, sir, because of network issue.
okay, no problem. Instructor Savior.
Sir?
Okay, can you just share your screen and start like research on the string function for them, explain it for them, and then you move to the next topic you are having, like the continuation of the class. Okay,
Okay.
so we can start.
Okay. Mm, I believe you can see the screen. If you can see my screen, please react to it so that I know. Can you see
Yes, sir.
my?
I can see your screen, sir.
Okay, okay. So they said I should explain Python. Wait, what was that? Come. Okay, string function.
I think the first one is okay. The string
Okay.
method, sorry, the string
Method.
method. Yeah.
Okay. String method. Okay. Python string method. So these are the methods we have. There are so many. Wow. Okay, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. So I believe this is what you want me to explain to them.
Yeah, just explain and the I think I have explained the capitalized case, and I think just scroll down, just explain by reading them, and it will also be given as assignment for them to practice on it, okay?
Okay.
and
Okay.
and Abigail and Mrs. Frances and Abigail.
So I can hear you, sir.
Okay, this is your assignment to work on. Okay, and I
Okay.
want you to take note of this particular area. Okay, on our next
Okay.
class, we are going to see your work, Mrs. Frances.
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, I need you to please take note of this string method. You are going to reset on it, okay? And so to Sonto, okay, if you can hear
Yes,
me, you can speak.
I can
So
hear you.
this
I
is
can
the
hear you.
area I want, okay, I want you to take note of this area and jot them down and work on it. I want to see your examples and what you have done, okay? So, Instructor Savior, you can continue by reading them through before we move to the list and where you can remove and insert in a list. Then you continue to your topic for today.
All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. So let me just run through this. First, capitalize. Convert the first character to uppercase. Now, I will explain this for this first one. So it applies for the rest. So now, usually, what you are seeing here as a bracket is where you are going to put a variable name. For instance, if you declare a variable name, let's say my string, and you call a variable my string, you call a variable, let's say Sonto. So usually what's going to happen is this bracket is where you're going to put in that string, that variable name, my string. So when you put it there, it will now, this operation that is on the description is what is going to happen there. It will going to convert the first character to uppercase. So Sonto is going to be converted, S will be converted to uppercase. I believe you understand. So that's what applies for the rest, for every other thing. Do you understand? So case food now convert the string into lowercase. That's just it. It's not hard. That's just the center. Returns a centered string. Count. returns the number of times a specific value occurs in a string. This one is you make use of it for numeric. You can use numeric data type basically because you are talking about number of times particular value occurs in a string. Encode returns an encoded version of a string. Ends with returns true if the string ends with a specified value. So this ends with now you appoint a particular value that you want it to end with and you check if it ends with it. So expand tabs, set the tab size of the string, find searches the string for a specified value and returns the position of where it was found. Format specified values in a string, format underscore map, format specified values in a string, the same thing. Index, we did this one very well. So searches the string for a specified value and returns the position of where it was found. IsNum returns true if all characters of a string are alphanumeric. Isalpha returns true if all the characters of the string are alphabet. Is I just checked the meaning of this ASCII and it told me that it's American Standard Code for Information Interchange. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So it returns true if all the characters strings are American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Then is decimal returns true if the character in the strings are decimal. Is digits returns true if all characters in the string are digits. Is identifier returns true if the string is an identifier. Is lower returns true if all the characters in the strings are lowercase. Is numeric. I think all these are clear. Returns true if all characters in the string are numeric. Is printable returns true if all the characters in the string are printable. Is space returns true if all characters in the string are white spaces. Is title returns true if string follows. Join is upper returns true if all characters in the string are uppercase. Convert the element to an iterable into a string. Convert the element of an iterable into a string. Ljoint returns a left justified version of the string. Lower convert a string into lowercase. Lstrip returns a left string version of the string. Maketrans returns a translation table to be used. Partition returns a tuple where a string is parted into three parts. Replace returns a string where a specified value is replaced with a specified value. Rfind searches the string for a specified value and returns to the last position it was found. And like that till the end. So try to convert the first character of each word to uppercase. Translate returns a translated string. Upper convert a string to uppercase. Z-file fills the string with a specified number of zero values at the beginning. So I just read through them. I did not explain. But as I explained earlier, you will just declare a variable and put it here. And some of them you will not need to do any other thing. And you have an output based on this description. But for others, you actually need to go a little bit deeper for you to have the desired output. Something like where was that one I saw? Um yeah, there was one I saw I wanted to talk about. But basically that's how it is. Who is reading there? Samosis?
Okay, now I want to tell you this, that first of all, you have to create a variable which you will insert the string you want to. Maybe you are using dot count. So once the variable name dot count, it will give you the specified value. Any string you wrote and you want to get the uppercase or the case fold, you attach it with dot case fold. I think instructor Savior
Should I do one
explained.
example?
Okay, you can do one example for them. Okay, then they
Okay.
will do the research. Okay.
Okay, let me do one example. So for instance, let's declare variable um my string, sorry. My, my string equals to, let's call it, what am I gonna call it now? Let me call it um,
Okay, you can just remove the bracket. Don't just put brackets. Okay, just remove the bracket. You can leave it like that. Okay. So then you come down to the next tab and you put my string dot count. Let's see my string dot count, and let's see the output. Dot counts and brackets. And I don't know if you put dot count. There's no dot.
the,
Okay, you have to run the first and second and check your work.
you say it takes one argument, zero given.
Okay.
I think my string should be here.
Okay, good. Okay, now change it to capitalized case. Let's see the capitalized case. And you remove the remove the string inside the parameters.
This one.
Yeah,
I removed this one.
yes, and run it. Let's see.
That's one.
Okay, change it to title case and you change it to fourth case and I think title case. So we are playing with it and you are seeing some examples of what we have done. Okay, and okay, it's okay, like you can run it.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
one.
so title case and uppercase, change it to uppercase.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yes.
okay, and you can change it to fold case. Let's see. Let's play with some few examples. Fold case, for them to do the research for her. Okay, fold.
Huh?
Food.
Oh, food,
Case
sorry.
case food. Case food. I think you have to put case food. Yeah, case food. Now look, this is it, and I believe you have seen what we have done so far, Abigail and Francis. Hello, hello, Abigail. Hello, Mrs.
Yes, sir.
Francis. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Mrs.
Yes, sir.
Francis, and you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Sonto, and you?
Yes, same. Yes.
Okay, now, Xavier, you can continue with your class, starting from list, the list, remove, and also we'll move on.
Okay. So um, let me let me start from yeah yeah more on list operation. And I said a list is an order sequence of items that is made up of different data types. That was one thing that I know that I emphasized on. A list is made up of different data types. List creation. So if you want to create a list, basically, you know you're going to make use of what? The square bracket. I've already spoken about that. Make use of the square bracket. And this is an example of a list with different data types. Here we have a string value, we have string. This is a what? Integer. Here we have a floating value. So these are different values present in our list. So indexing in a list. It is basically, I told you that it's basically the same way as the indexing method of a string just that it does not obey the word, the space rule. It does not obey the spacing rule, and I was trying to explain this. Said for instance, a string, he loves eating rice. Now this is going to if we index this, you know, it's going to give us something different. The space here now is going to be something, it's going to be among the the numbers, like it's going to be among those that are counting, reoccurring, right? But then for a list, -1 gave us 30 as a negative index. So inserting, adding, or appending an item in the list. To do this, you use the method dot append to append. The append method in Python is used to add a single element at the end of a list. Okay, let me explain this now. So we have insert and append that are used. We have insert, append, and adding that are used to bringing in new values to a particular word, to a particular list. But the three of them, they work differently. So the first one that we are going to study is append. So the dot append now, I said in Python, is used to add a single element to the end of a list. Append is used to add a single element to the end of a list. So I would like us to actually look more on this. Most of the things that we're talking about, if we have to practice, if we don't practice them, we'll not be able to learn them, we'll not be able to know them. So the thing here is append adds a single element to the end of a list. So I declare the list 1 is equals to 12, 20, and 30. So I wanted to now append or rather I appended the number 70, right? So we now print list 1. If you append this, it's going to add at the end, mark the word to the end of the list. So what actually happened here was that when I was running the code, I ran it many times, right? So look at now, 70 is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I run it again, another 70 will come out. Oh, this one. Okay, thank God. Okay, it went back to usual. So this gave me 70 here. But what was there before? You could see 70, 70, 70 like 3, 4 times. So usually if I keep running it, it's going to keep on adding 70 towards the end. So let's do that. You see, there's a new 70 again added at the end. That's how they will keep increasing, because this operation will keep on taking place. Now, to buttress that more, I declared a new variable. I said my append is equals to this. So this is a variable name, and these are the inputs. We have 19, 80, 70. My append 59. I want to append 59 to this list. So if I print that, print that, 59 was added to the list at the word. At which position? At the ending position. Do you understand? More examples. My list is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. My list dot end 7. 7 was inserted at the word at the last position. I believe we are following. So that's just it. Now to insert, that's what you want. That's the function to use when you want to append. So to insert now an item, make use of the index location and the item that is to be inserted. So what's the difference between append and insert? The append and insert method in Python are both used to add element to a list, but then they differ in how they do so. Append adds an element to the end of the list. It takes a single argument. Now, an argument here is like it takes a single input. It doesn't take two inputs. Which is the element to be added? Is that we have already spoken on append that append adds an element. Append adds an element to the end of a list. It takes a single argument, which is the element to be added. But for insert now, insert adds an element at a specific location in a list. Insert, that's why we learned about indexing before coming here, because this is where we are going to make use of it. Insert now is going to add an element at a specific position in a list. It takes two arguments. It takes two arguments, the index at which the element should be inserted and the element itself. It takes two inputs. That's just a simple meaning. So for example, I declare my variable. Wait, is somebody following me? If you are following me, please react. If I'm too fast, you can stop me. Okay, thanks, come to thank you. If I'm too fast, thank you, Abigail, too. Please, if I'm too fast, let me know. If in case you are not understanding, please don't hesitate to ask me to stop or to pause. So, but I believe since I've not had any requests like that, I believe we are all following. So insert as an element at a specific position in a list. It takes two arguments, which are what the index at which the element should be inserted and the element itself. So for instance, we have my append is equals to this, right? Now my append dot insert. My append dot insert. I now put location word. This is 1, 90. This is where we are making use. It makes use of. It takes two arguments. First of all, this one is telling us of the index at which the element should be inserted. So where is 1? 1 is doing what? 1 is location. 80 is an index. 1 is the index value. While 19 is the new input that is supposed to be added to the list. So this is what 19 is 0, 80 is 1, and 70 is what? 2. Those are the index numbers for these three. So I want to add my 90 at position 1, which means 90 is going to take the position of what? 80, and 80 will go to the position of 70. So 70 will assume a new index position. Believe you are following. So that is how it is. So when I put my append dot insert, let's run this. Good. When I put my append dot insert, location, my index location is location 1, at, and my new input is what? 90. So let's look at another example. For instance, my append dot insert. We insert let's insert as location 0. We insert 18 and location 0. So let's print my append now and see our output. I believe we have seen the output. That's just how it works. You can add, you can keep appending new inputs to your list. And this is a new list now because we have appended 18 at location 0. Initially, location 0, our index location 0 was 19, but now we want 18 to take that position. So we're going to substitute with it, and that's what we're going to have. My append. Yeah, you can add, you can index. Okay, yes. I wanted us to see this. I wanted us to see this as an example. So if you notice, I explained it before. When you are inserting, when you are dealing with string, you have to use your this open and close this thing. What do they call it now? You make use of it to show that it's what it is in a string. To show that it's in a string. So that's basically how insert work. Removing an item from a list. This is the next one we're looking at. The remove function in Python is a built-in method used to remove the first occurrence of a specified value from a list. It modifies the list in place and raises a value error if the specified item is not found in the list. So let's look at it now. I said that my list dot remove 7. Where's our my list? This is our my list. These are the inputs in our my list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So we want to remove 7. And I'd like us to know that they said in my list remove the first occurrences of a specified word value from a list. It remove when they say first occurrence, it means if there are more than one occurrences of that particular distance, it's going to remove one, the first one. Do we understand? So my list now as 7 has been removed from it, and then this is what we're having: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I believe we are following. Please, if you are following, just react. Let me know that you are following. All right. Thank you. Francis. Thank you, something. So I believe that too was well understood. So the next one is the pop. The pop function in Python is used to remove and return an element from a list or dictionary at a specified position. It used to what? Remove and return an element from a list or dictionary at a specified. If no index is provided, it removes and returns the last item in the list by default. In dictionaries, it removes and returns the value associated with a given key. Okay, when we this will be more understood when we talk about dictionaries, and we talk about dictionaries where we talk about keys in dictionaries and stuff like that. But pop usually we said is used to remove and return an element from a list or dictionary at specified location. So my list now, remember this is our my list. Come Okay, yeah, these are my list 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because we have already removed 7. So our my list now, let me print my list. Okay, my list now. So we want to pop out um we want to pop out okay, sorry. There's so much noise now. Sorry, that's so unlikely of me. Sorry about the noise. So now back to my pop function in Python is used to remove an element. So this first case, what I did was I tried to practicalize what they said here, that if no index position is provided, it removes and returns the last item in the list by default. So in this list, if you notice, this my list is giving us 7. 7 is here. So let us run this again and see what we have. Let's wait for it. It's running. Let's wait for it. It's running. Okay. Good. Good. So we have seen the output, right? The output is 7. That means there was no location given. So since there was no index location given, it's automatically printed what? The last item by default. So let's run this one. This one we told it to print pop out the third position. So this 0, 1, 2, 3, which is what? 4. Here we said -1, and -1 is what? Something you want to say something? Okay, you can say it.
Okay, my screen just went blank a few minutes ago. I don't know if you can just scroll up to that pop again. Let me just get the definition very well. Thank you.
Okay, okay. This is the definition. All right. So I'll have to define a new list now. Let me define a new list because I've already popped out all the values in the last one. So I'll have to define a new list. So I'll use it and explain what I want to do. No, zero won't make sense. Okay. Okay, so somebody who has been following me, if I pop out from my list one, this is my list one now. This is my list one now. If I pop out minus one, what will be the result? I want an answer from anyone at all.
18.
If I pop
18,
out minus one, what will the answer?
18,
Come on.
18. 18, sir.
Okay, 18. Okay, correct. Correct, correct, correct. Let me clap for you. So that's it. It give you what? 18. So let's print my list one now because I've done some changes. Let's print this and see something. Let's wait for it. It's running. It's running. It's running. It's running. Come on, my battery. Okay. So um Mrs. Francis, Mrs. Francis, I don't know. Can you explain to me what do you observe? Look at the screen. This is where my question is from. What do you observe from my list one? When I printed, this was the initial list, right? I popped out at index location and I printed my list one. What did you observe from this printout? Hello, Mrs. Francis, are you in class? If you didn't observe anything, just tell me you didn't observe. No
Okay.
problem. I will
Oh,
know
okay,
what
sir.
to do.
I did. From when you popped out from the index position -1, which printed out
Yes,
18. And when you printed
yes.
my list out, it it deleted 18 from the list. Then you have 12, 13, 14, 15
Good,
left.
good, good, good. So that means we are that's what I wanted to explain, that anytime you pop out a particular value or item from a list, anytime, okay, Mrs. Abigail, you want to say something?
did, sorry, I didn't quite get to what we did last.
Okay,
Code
then let me,
44.
it was a pop now. When you, if you want to pop, let me read the definition. Pop says is used to remove and return an element from a list or dictionary at a specified location. And if no index location is provided, it removes and returns the last item in the list by default. That's what happens in pop. So here too, we popped out some values. Here we popped out, we did where there was no index location given, and it gave us the last value. So where I was explaining and where Mrs. Francis explained with us was in the input in the list. And we popped out the index location of -1. From indexing, we're told that -1 it takes the last value, which is what? 18, right? So now when I now printed my list, we now observed that 15 was no longer in the list, which means it was what popped out, right?
That they popped
So,
out.
yes,
Yes, sir.
that's what we're
Yes,
explaining.
sir.
So the next one
Okay, sir.
is delete. So delete also makes use of the index location. So you just put del, which is del, my list. You put in input the index location 1, and it's gonna give you that. If I print my list now, you see. So what happened here was like I had deleted at index location 1 before. Initially, index location 1 from this output is what 01, which is 13. So if you delete
13.
from this, yes, if you delete from this, you have what 12, 14, and 15 that are left, right? Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
that was what we had here before. So I deleted it again. If I run this thing now, 15 will go and it will be left with 12. So when I deleted it again, from our 12, 14, and 15, it took away 14. That's why we are left with what? 12 and 15 only. Okay. So um okay, the next one is adding. I didn't put the subtopic anyway, but this is if you want to add a particular input to your list. So let's put here my list 1 and run it and see something. Okay, why am I having that? Um, come in, come in, come in, come in. Let me check something. Okay, I observed. That was just more on the last thing I was speaking about, which is to delete. So the next one is to clear. If you want to clear a list, you just say my list dot clear. These are the other methods that they're used in list. So you just have to, as you are using them, you'll be understanding just dot clear. Clear usually, as the name goes, clear, it clears everything. It will give you an empty list, and this is an example. So to copy a list now, I define my first list 2. Oh god, my battery is seriously low.
Please,
I
I
will
have a
have to go off
question.
now. Okay, okay, yes, Mrs. Francis, you can ask your question.
Please, what's the difference between to pop and to add?
Um,
I want to know the difference between adding and
pop,
popping.
adding and popping. We have not reached. The difference is that, the difference is this. Adding is we are going to add. I've not even done adding with you, but adding you are going to add a particular value to a list. But pop is going to remove. Let's go back to pop. Pop says it removes. It's going to remove, and that element is no longer going to be in the list. But for add, it's going to add it, and a new list will be formed. I think I answered your question. So
Yes,
to
sir.
copy a list, okay, to copy a list, this is just list 2. I define it to this list 3. So list 4 now is going to add list 2 and list 3. It's just simple addition, and when you print list 4, it's going to give you this. So, gosh.
Savior. I guess instructor Savior and battery as well. And okay, and Abigail, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
So let me share my screen. Okay, let's wait for a minute. Okay. Instructor Savior. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so let's wait for a minute before I start. Okay. So now let's create a list. Let's create a list. So I'm going to declare my list. I'm going to declare my list. Okay. And I'm going to insert values just as the instructor Savior said. So I'm going to insert values. This These are my values. Now, and this is my list one, and this is my list two. My list two. So I'm going to also create another list, and these are the lists. So now instructor Savior stop out the pop and the pop, and you have not talked to us about the add. Okay, and so we want to see how we can concatenate two lists. I believe he talked to us about concatenation on string. So we are going to concatenate, and when we want to concatenate, we concatenate using the plus. Now we are going to concatenate using the plus. So we are going to create a variable called my list, my list 3. This is a variable, and a variable is a memory location, and that variable we are going to store the list 1 and list 2. Automatically it's going to add it for us. Okay, and so this is how we are going to create my list 3. So this is my list 3, and we are going to add my list 1 by concatenating them together, and my list 2 and my list 2. So now I'll run it. I'll run the first and the second. I'll run the first and the second, and let me see my output. Okay, my list 3. Let's print my list 3. So, and my list three, and this is my list three. My list three, okay, and okay, my and variable name was not correct, so I have to use the correct format. I hope you understand what I did. If you are with me, just react to what I did. Good. So we just concatenate the two lists, which is list one and list two. We join them together. We also want to look at how we can add to a list. Now let's see how we can add to a list. My list three